and welcome to this special yoga class for small spaces. So as you can see, I am in quite a small space today. I have a friend who I work with who has been working from home since March this year, and she doesn't have much space at all, just a small space like this to do yoga in. So I created this class especially for her, and I thought other people might benefit from it as well, because some of us only do have small spaces to work in. So we'll be standing for this class. You won't need any props. You won't even need a yoga mat if you don't have a yoga mat. Of course, if you have one, feel free to use it. You just need some comfortable clothes, something that you can move around in. And we'll be starting in a standing position. So when you're ready, just coming to a standing position with your feet about hip distance apart. Just let the arms dangle down by the side. And we'll start by checking in with the body, so you might like to close the eyes or soften the gaze for this first bit. And we'll start by taking some nice deep breaths in. And then starting to scan down the body, starting at the crown of the head. Just noticing any tension or tightness in the body as you scan down. Just observing these sensations without judgment, making your way all the way down to the toes. And when you arrive at the toes, you can start to bring your awareness back to the breath. Just watching how the breath flows in and out of the body. Noticing any movements that occur with the flow of the breath. And from there we'll start to make some movements, continuing to move with the breath. See if you can just draw the shoulders up towards your ears on the inhale. And on the exhale, just roll them down the back. And we'll do that 2 more times. So inhale to draw the shoulders up. And exhale, roll them down the back. Last time, inhale, drawing the shoulders up. And exhale, roll them down the back. So you can gently open the eyes if you've got them closed. And from here we'll take a few movements with the spine. So moving through all 6 movements of the spine, starting with a lateral stretch. So on the inhale we'll reach the arms up. And then with the left hand we'll take the right wrist. On the next inhale, just lengthening through the spine, making sure that the ribs aren't flaring out or that you're keeping the core nice and engaged. And on the exhale, just start to lean over towards the left side. And remember to take some deep breaths here, stretching down the side of the body. And then inhale to come back up to center. You can switch the grips of the wrists, and on the next inhale, we'll really lengthen through the spine once again. And then on the exhale, dropping over to the opposite side. And taking some deep breaths here. And then inhale, coming back to center. You can release the arms down. And next we'll be moving into a twist, so just a gentle twist here. And we'll take our hands to the tops of our elbows, or tops of our shoulders, sorry. And again, keeping the ribs drawing in, the navel's also drawing in, so core nice and engaged. And then on the next exhale, we'll just start to gently rotate towards the left side. Now this is a gentle twist, so not moving too far. And then inhale, coming back to center. And exhale, taking it to the opposite side. Inhale, back to center. Exhale towards the left. Inhale to center. Exhale back over towards the right. back to center, and then just releasing the arms down. So from here, we will move into a bit of a cat-cow, so we're starting to move through the spine. So we'll draw the hands out in front of us, palms facing forward, interlacing the fingers, just pushing there. And then drop the chin in towards the chest and start to round through the spine. So again, a bit of a nice stretch through the upper back. And just pushing here into the hands. And then exhale, releasing the hands. We'll bring the hands behind us this time. Again, interlacing the fingers, palms facing each other this time. And this time we'll start to draw the hands down. So you can have the hands quite firmly together so the palms are touching, or you can have a loose grip here. Whichever option you take, we just start to pull the arms down, so opening up through the chest, and the gaze can be up here, so it's a slight back bend. Holding it here for a few rounds of breath. And then gently releasing the arms. We'll bring them out in front of us again. So again, palms face forward, dropping the chin towards the chest as we round through the upper back. And again, releasing the hands, bringing them behind us, interlacing the fingers, drawing the hands down, gaze can be up. And then releasing the arms out towards the side, just letting them drop down, maybe shaking them out a little bit if you like. And from here, we'll continue to waken up the body by inhaling, coming onto the balls of the feet, reaching up through the fingertips, gaze can be up. And then exhale, slowly coming back down. I'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, coming onto the balls of the feet, reaching up through the fingertips. And exhale, bring the hands back down. Last time, inhale, reaching up. And exhale, come back down. So next we'll be moving into a forward fold. So again, we'll bring the arms up, this time keeping the soles of the feet grounded on the floor. And then exhale, start to hinge forward at the hips. You can start to bend the knees if you like, to keep that back nice and straight. As we come down towards the floor, releasing the head and the neck out. From here, you might like to take a few movements with the hips, so bending and straightening one leg at a time. Maybe shaking the head out, yes or no. Starting to really waken up the hips, get some movement in the neck, in the backs of the hamstrings. And then coming to stillness. From here, you can either take hands to opposite elbows, or you can, if you like, bring the hands behind you and start to hug the legs in towards the chest. Taking some nice deep breaths here. And then slowly starting to roll up one vertebra at a time, bringing the chin in towards the chest, the head comes up last. Rolling the shoulders down and back when you get there. Right. So we'll do that a couple more times with a slight variation on each movement. So on the inhale, reaching the arms up again, gaze can be up. Exhale, hinging at the hips, bringing the hands down towards the floor, maybe coming onto fingertips if you can't quite reach. Inhale to bring the hands onto the shins, coming up for a flat back position. Exhale, release for your forward fold. 2 more times. Inhale for a flat back position. Exhale, release. Last time. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, release. And again, we'll slowly just roll up one vertebra at a time, bringing the head up last, the chin to chest. Rolling the shoulders down and back when you get there. Alright. So last time for us, this forward fold, we'll inhale to reach the arms up. Exhale, hinging forward at the hips, bring the hands down towards the floor. This time we'll bring the left hand in front of the face, and on the inhale we'll reach the right arm up for a twist. Gaze can be up. You might like to bend through your left leg here as you straighten through the right leg. And then exhale, bring the hand back down, put the right hand where the left hand was, and we'll take that twist on the opposite side. And then exhale, releasing that hand back down. And last time, rolling up one vertebrae at a time, bringing the head up last. Rolling the shoulders down and back when we get there. Right. So we've done our warm up, so our spine and our legs should be nice and warm now. Now we'll move on to generating a bit of heat in the legs. So we'll be working the glutes now. Working the quads now, sorry. So from here we'll start to bend down, bring our fingertips down so they're just touching the floor. Our tailbone goes out behind us, it's almost like we're sitting down on a chair. And we want our knees tracking in line with our toes. And then keeping our butt back, we'll inhale to reach the arms up. So we're in a chair position here. Gaze can be up if that feels okay for the neck. And we'll just hold it here, remembering to take those nice deep breaths. And then we'll bring our palms together and draw them down in prayer in front of the chest. Keeping the tailbone back so we're not coming up out of this squat position at all. And then on the next exhale, we'll take the right elbow to the outside of the left knee, twisting over towards the left. Now just send your gaze down to your knees and make sure that your right knee isn't coming forward at all, that both knees are in line, so we're really engaging the leg muscles. If you've got the room and you've got the balance, you might like to try and open up the arms here, or you can just keep them in prayer, pushing into the palms, getting deeper into that twist. And then on the next inhale, slowly unwinding, keeping the tailbone back, bringing the arms up. And exhale, bring the hands back down to prayer. We'll take that on the opposite side now. Again, check your knees are still nicely in line. Tailbones pushing back. Maybe push into the hands to get deeper into the twist. Maybe opening the arms up towards the side. 2 more nice deep breaths here. And slowly on the inhale, unwinding. You can straighten the legs. Maybe come onto the toes if that feels good. Maybe shaking out the legs a little bit. Great. So when you're ready, coming back into your standing position, your Tadasana. Feet again hip distance apart. We've got one more for the glutes. So again, coming back into that chair position. Tailbone back, knees tracking in line with the toes. Keep the tailbone tucked so you really engage in that core. And this time we'll come onto the balls of the feet as we bring our arms backward for awkward pose. Inhale, coming forward for chair pose. Do that 2 more times, coming onto the ball of the feet, bringing the arms out behind us. Inhale, feet down on the floor, coming back, chair pose. Last time, onto the balls of the feet, awkward pose. And then placing the feet back down, bringing the arms up. And then straighten the arms, releasing them down by the side. And just shaking them out a little bit. Great, so hopefully you can feel a bit of engagement in the quads. We'll move on to a bit on the shoulders now, so moving into another balancing pose. We'll also be working the legs for this, just see how you go. I guess one good thing about being in a small space like this, you've got lots of things to hold on to, so if at any point you want to hold on to something, go for it. So we'll start with the arms. So bringing the arms out to cactus arms. You've got 3 options with the arms. So So the first option is just by placing the left hand to the left shoulder, or to the right shoulder, right hand to the left shoulder, bringing the elbows on top of each other and just working here. The next option is to cross the left arm under and place the right arm on top, bring the backs of the hands together. And your final option is to try and bring the palms to touch. Whichever option you take, we want to start lifting up the elbows, so creating space between the elbows and the chest. So you can either stay here if you want to take the legs option as well. We'll start to engage the muscles in the left leg. And the first option is to cross the right leg over the left leg and then just slowly start to sit down backwards. Or if you like, you can see if you can place the toes on the back of the calf, or maybe you can even take the toes around to the other side of the leg, so really hooking in there. So this is our full eagle pose. And if you fall out the pose at any point, you can just gently come back into it. And 2 more nice deep breaths here. And when you're ready, we'll start by uncrossing the legs, uncrossing the arms. Give yourself a couple of shoulder rolls. Before we move on to the other side, so this time placing the right hand on the left shoulder, left hand on the right for our first option. Or we'll bring our right hand in front of us, crossing the left arm over, backs the hands together, or bring the palms to touch, like so. And then start to draw the arms up, creating space. Now you might notice this side feels slightly different to the other side, and that's perfectly normal. Just notice this without judgment. And then with the legs again, start to really engage the muscles in the right leg. Lift that left leg up, crossing over the right. Noticing whether your balance is slightly different on this side. And then maybe even hooking the toes around the leg. Working here. And then slowly after the next exhale, gently uncrossing the legs and crossing the arms, giving yourself a nice shoulder roll, maybe shaking it out a little bit. And because we've done a bit for the legs today, I just want to make sure we stretch out the quads. So moving into another balancing pose, maybe holding onto the walls, maybe bringing your hands to your hips. We'll inhale to reach the left leg out in front of us, just bending at the knee. Engaging the muscles in the legs, so notice if you start to drop into that hip and see if you can really engage those muscles, lifting it up, keeping those hips in line. And then from here we'll take our left hand, take it around the left ankle and just bring that ankle behind us. Again, noticing the hips are staying in line. Get a nice stretch through the front of the quad. And you can continue to breathe here, maybe just staying in this quad stretch. Or if you like and you would like to test your balance and you've got enough room, you might want to inhale, reaching the right arm up, and maybe exhale, start to just come forward. So this will depend on the amount of room you've got available to you. So moving into dancer's pose, pushing through the top of the left foot. And if at any point you fall out of it, just gently coming back into the pose. Or maybe staying with one of the earlier poses or options. And when you're ready, just making your way back out of it the same way you went in, releasing the legs and the feet, just giving a little bit of a shake out. And we'll move on to the other side. So again, hands to the hips, or maybe holding onto something for support, bringing that right foot out in front of you, bending at the knee, holding it here, starting to engage the muscles in that left leg. And then with the right hand, taking the ankle and bringing the leg behind you, pushing the hips forward, start to notice the stretch in the front of the right glute, oh, right quad. I keep saying glute today. And you can either stay here, or you can try taking that dancer's pose on the opposite side. So on the inhale, reaching that left arm up, and exhale, start to kick back with the right foot. Bring the left arm out in front of you to help with the balance, palm facing down. And just taking a few deep breaths here. And slowly, when you're ready, making your way out of the pose the same way you came in. Releasing the arm, the leg down, maybe shaking the legs out a little bit. And we'll just bring our hands to our hips, and we'll take some nice hip circles in one direction and then the opposite direction. This is Bonnie. She likes to interrupt my yoga classes, and she's a very affectionate cat, so probably wondering what I'm doing in the hallway. And then just coming back to center. And finally, we'll just finish with a few more breath to movements. So on the inhale, just reaching the arms up. You can stay on the bottoms or the whole of the foot. And then exhale, bring the hands down. 2 more times. Inhale, reaching the arms up, gaze can be up. Exhale, bring the arms down. Inhale, reaching the arms up. And exhale, bringing the arms down. And we'll just end our practice today the same way that we started. So just letting the arms dangle by the side, maybe softening the gaze or closing the eyes. And start taking a few deep breaths here. And then just scanning down the body, starting at the top of the head. Noticing any tightness or tension. Maybe the muscles feel a little bit more fatigued. Maybe the tightness has reduced. Just noticing any subtle differences to the start of the class. And continuing to make your way all the way down to the toes. And when you arrive at the toes, you can bring your focus back to your breath. And when you're ready, gently just opening the eyes, maybe bringing the hands to prayer in front of the chest, and just bowing the head down. So that brings us to the end of our class today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I apologise for a few little disruptions during the class. I guess it does happen occasionally. And I hope to see you for the next class. Thank you.